Why aren't you guys here? That's it. Guys, take your seats, please. The seminar is about to begin. Okay. I guess you're all here because you know these people, but they really do need a great introduction because they're some of the best in the world. First off, how many people are Mike O'Hearn fans? And how many people are Nicole Wilkins fans? Okay, first off, I've known Mike since last time you were here was probably 13 years ago, 2001. When we first started doing these events, we had some growing pains. I remember 141 was a big number back then, and now we're up to 255 competitors. So at this year's 2014 NBC Natural Northern USA Championships, brought him back. Absolutely one of the most phenomenal physiques of all time, one of the most incredible human beings of all time. He's a Taekwondo champion, he's a bodybuilding champion. He has, this is Striker, by the way. How many fans of Striker here, huh? I believe you.
Striker is a hospice dog.
Striker is a hospice dog, so she cares for the sick and the terminally ill. So what do you guys think of that, huh? Pretty impressive. Anyhow, Mike is also an actor. He's been on American Gladiators, you know him as Titan. And he's been on, I think, Battle Dome of all things. You remember Battle Dome back in the day? And just, I mean, the list of, I could be here all day talking about the list of what this guy's accomplished. So it's pretty incredible, and his story's pretty phenomenal. And I got to tell you, and I just told him this privately, and I'll say this now, as I'm a big fan of all these incredible bodybuilders and men's physique. If I could look like anybody, I'd want to look like him. That's the physique I would want to look like, honest to God. And as you can see, I don't. But anyhow, next up is a woman who's actually no stranger to our stage. She just so happens to be someone who's competed here 10 years ago. In 2004, she placed 5th in the Natural Ohio, which is our spring sister contest to this. She hails from Michigan. And she was 5th place in, Michigan in the house. That's all right, it's not football, you can applaud. She got 5th in Class C in bikini, and that was when we only had like 3 classes. Figure, yes. And that was when we only had like 3 classes. So that was actually a really, really good placing, but who would have ever thought this woman would go on to earn her pro card, to win not 1, not 2, but 4 Arnold Classic Championships, and then she goes on at the same time to win 1 Olympia, 2 Olympia, 3 Olympia, and this year she broke the record. Nobody in the history of figure has won 4 Olympia champions until this year. So, we've got some fans here. Without any further ado, the amazing Mike O'Hearn and the incredible world record holder, figure Miss Olympia, Nicole Wilkins. Thank you both for coming.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right, so he kind of told us, told you guys a little bit about us. And we want to start this off just right into some questions and answers for you guys. You know who we are and stuff, so if we can help you guys today, answer questions about nutrition, training, anything like that, we're here for that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Dave, too, for bringing us both out here. It is pretty crazy to be a guest here 10 years ago after I was a competitor. It was my 3rd show ever, and the trophies are still the same size. So he puts out a great, we're both happy to be here, too. Yeah, like Mike said, we want to answer any questions that you have, training, diet, just life in general. We both travel all the time, every weekend, and we want to help you guys out. We can't really see you that well, but anything goes. For me anyway.
Yeah, anything else. Just be careful with me. I got no filter. All right, so questions. Talk to me.
What's your training regimen now?
What is it like now? I do one body part a day. I usually get 2 days off a week. And it doesn't matter if I'm traveling or not. I always get the training in. I'm one of these guys that's, the motivation's easy for me. I wake up at 3 in the morning, I train by 4 in the morning. So nothing ever gets in the way of the training. Sometimes I gotta be on the set by 7 o'clock, so I gotta have the training done because I'm not gonna get home until 8 o'clock at night. And the same thing for traveling. I'll get my workout in before I travel, when I get there, and before I head home. So it's something I never miss, and just one body part a week is all I do. Just an animalistic workout. Here's one thing is for me is do as I say, not as I do, because I love it so much. I'm a constant overtrainer. So it's, I back it down from whatever I do a little bit.
I have a similar training style. I do single body parts. Sometimes I'll do 2 muscle groups at a time, but traditionally 5 to 6 days a week. The areas of my body that I'm trying to build up, I'll hit more than once, so I'm trying to keep the width of my back to make my waist look small, so I'll hit my back twice a week. I'm trying to focus on rounding the glutes out, of course, so I I split my leg workouts up to 2 different days a week. But for the most part, no matter where I'm at, like this morning, I trained before I got here, and before I flew out yesterday, I trained before I left. Because you never really know what the whole day is going to look like, and you most likely, well for me anyways, I don't have as much energy at 9 or 10 o'clock at night to train than I do in the morning, so.
Yeah, I know the question was whether our training splits, but one of the things I think both of us agree on is we travel so much, and even though we make our living doing this now, that workout's still first thing in the morning for me.
Yeah, I mean, if it were my choice, first thing I do is do cardio in the morning. I get up, roll out of bed, gotta go run. And then, ideally, I like to weight train in the afternoon. That's when my energy is the highest. But if I have to do it in the morning, that's when I would prefer to do it. Working out is like brushing your teeth. You do it every day. It's not something I just got interviewed this question last week about what keeps you going and why, do you ever have times when you don't want to go to the gym, and I don't give myself that choice. So I don't give myself an excuse as to why I can't go for whatever reason. It just is part of my day, it's part of my life, it's who I am, and just like brushing your teeth, you do it every day, I think of working out kind of the same.
I know we're still talking, but the one thing she was going to say is, I know it's something different, but it transits. Motivation. Something for me, because I just heard you talking about motivation. For me, I don't know why this is, but I have got more intense and more motivation as I get older relative to when I was a punk kid. So it's one of those things that I think I realized that it means, I grab onto something that means more than a trophy or means more than a contest. I grab onto something that means more like this. I lost my mom 2 years ago, and like a lot of people, I took it hard, and I dropped, and I got hurt. But a friend came to me and says, come back even stronger. Now do it for your last name. And that motivated me. So to get you out of bed in the morning, grab something that means so much to you that it just gets you up in the morning.
Do you have a bit of a history of powerlifting too?
Yeah, I started powerlifting when I was 11. I competed. I competed through my teens, and then at 17, my dad stopped having me go against the teenagers and go against the men. And by 19, I took second in the nationals against the legendary Bull Stewart at 242 at 19 years old, and did a 815 squat, a 470 bench, and a 700 deadlift at 19. So, and that's the one thing that's funny, I think, is that 19 was a long time ago. Was it 1942 for me? No. But one of those things is that people ask me, how can you be that strong? I've always been strong. because of blunt force trauma and training so young, I've just never gone away from that, and my philosophy on training is heavy. And I'm one of these guys that goes in day out, because I always wanted to be a superhero. I never wanted to be all show, no go. And I also didn't want the other side where I was just strong and didn't look good. I wanted to be the full package, and that's why it's like martial arts started at 9, bodybuilding I stepped on stage at 14, and powerlifting I started at 11. So.
What about your recovery? Both of y'all, recovery.
Recovery.
Yeah, like after working out, like what's your time and like what do you do to recover?
I think nutrition is key when it comes to muscle recovery from your workouts. Making sure that you have proper fueling before you train for energy, and then post-workout to replenish what you utilize during your workout. Making sure you get enough sleep at night. I don't think people put enough emphasis on that. You know, making sure that you get 7 hours on average. Go to bed and get up at the same time every day. You know, that helps me stay more energized throughout the day. Keeping hydrated, making sure you're drinking enough water. You can also take recovery supplements like glutamine, which can help aid in that. So that's what I do. Stretch.
I don't recover. I'll guarantee that. Here's the other thing though. I'm not trying to put on size or get stronger. I just have too much fun training, if that makes sense. So I would say again, everything she just said is something you should do. If you're trying to get size and you're trying to get stronger and you're trying to do that, sleep is key. Sleep. I know it's tough to just turn off the TV or whatever it is or your head and just go to bed, but I find that I get up at 3 in the morning. At 8 o'clock, I'm shutting everything down to get my sleep. And then besides that, the food is key. I haven't missed a meal in 30 years. I don't skip meals. I've never gone longer than 2.5 hours, and it's just bred into me. But I got 9 brothers and sisters that I learned this from that all competed in powerlifting, martial arts, and bodybuilding. So, as a kid, I'm getting my ass kicked by my older sisters. So I started training early. So I don't miss meals, and it's the sleep and the eating. I think 100%. You can train as hard as you want, but if you sleep and the eating.
When you guys train in the morning, is that fasted? Before that, do you have protein drinks, or what do you have?
I have no idea what that word means.
In the morning when I do cardio, I do it fasted. But if I were to weight train beforehand, I wouldn't have any energy during my lift if I didn't feed myself before I went. But
Yeah, for me, no. I wouldn't, for me, I don't cut calories to get sliced. If anything, I'm going to try to put in more calories and burn off with the weightlifting and stuff. But I don't do anything fasting. I don't sleep fasting, so it's just not me.
You still hang out with Chris Bell?
Yeah, I do. I see Chris a lot. Chris and Smelly and those guys. Chris Bell is the director of Bigger, Faster, Stronger. He was actually one of the first guys I started powerlifting with back in the early 90s. Yeah, great guy.
What do you think is like the most important key thing with diet? Sorry, can you not hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. What is the most important key with diet?
Yeah.
I think having goals. I know that's weird, but when you're dieting, regardless of going up and down, always having a goal. That way, it keeps you on some kind of nutrition plan. I don't think you should. I talk to people all the time, and guys are lifting, and they're like, "Well, I got no show coming up, so I'm not really on a meal plan." I'm like, "Dude, every day's a show. You're on stage every day." So that's my take on it.
I think with women, we try to eliminate certain things because we think it's going to be harmful to us, but balance is key. And the other part of it is making sure that you watch your portion sizes. Because if we're going out to eat, if you take that meal home and you measure how much it is, it's most likely 3 or 4 servings. The portion sizes are also really important. But I don't think that you need to prevent yourself or say that you can't have dirty things. cake and ice cream and candy, whatever you want, but in moderation. If you have it every once in a while, you're not going to feel deprived, and you're going to be able to keep your body in a good spot because overall your portions are regulated, and you're not eliminating food groups, and you're eliminating, all these other things. So balance is really key, I think.
I agree 100%, the balance of it. The people that I've met the most that stay in shape year-round are the people that are just always constantly training and staying on some kind of regimen. And like she was saying, you weigh it out and stuff like that. I'm pretty anal that way, so everything I eat is weighed out. I don't leave the house without 8 meals.
Nicole, when you were building for the Olympia, about how many calories did you take in daily?
I can gain weight very easily, so my calories are not like super high. If I'm in like a building phase, I would say they're roughly 1,800 to 2,000. Yeah, I mean, if I have a ton of carbs, if I was that girl that had 300 or 400 carbs, I'd gain a lot of weight. So like my maintenance is probably around 1,600, 1,700, on a consistent basis. Yeah, but I'm like Mike, I measure everything.